Joining us from the studio, Zhang Junshe, senior researcher from the Naval Research Academy of the People's Liberation Army, and Victor Guo Jiakun, chair professor from Suzhou University. Welcome, gentlemen, and also for joining us today. Now, to you, Mr. Zhang, what can you tell us about exactly how the result has been? According to the Eastern Theater Command, it is aimed at testing the troops' capability of carrying out integrated capabilities and seizure operational control, multi-directional precision strikes. So how have these attacks been tested this time so far?
Well, from the subjects that are being conducted just now, we can see that, and also from the previous drills in the last 2 years, we can see that the capabilities of joint operations of the PLA Eastern Theater Command has been improved. This is the first point. We can see that all the air, navy, and the army, and also the rocket forces of the theater command have been joined together and conducting the joint drills around the Taiwan island. And so this has been including the mastery of the comprehensive superiority of the forces, including the air superiority and the command of the seas and command of the land, and also the command of the network, and also the command of electromagnetism. So this is the first point, the improvement of the joint operations of the forces. Second, I think this has improved the capability of precision strikes over the targets around Taiwan islands and also on the targets on the island. So we can see that the rocket force have launched conventional missiles against the targets on the island, and also we can see the Air Force fighters and the naval warships have fired missiles on the targets on the sea, at sea, and on the island. This is second. And I think the third improvement is the capability of launching or carry out a blockade and control of the key areas and the sea lanes around Taiwan. These key areas, including the areas around the important harbors of the island, from the northeast, the Keelung port, and the southwest is the Kaohsiung port, and on the eastern coastline of the Taiwan island is the Taidong port and also the Hualien port. So I think the blockade and control of the key area and sea lanes means that at wartime we can prevent the flowing of the foreign military support or materials flowing from outside into the Taiwan island to support the separatist forces on the island. Second, we can prevent the escaping of the terrorists from the island to foreign countries. I think these three items and also the three subjects or three capabilities have been greatly improved during this exercise.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zhang. Since you're a naval researcher, I'm sure you know much more than we do, and thank you for that detailed analysis. Go to you, Mr. Gao. Now, according to Chinese Foreign Ministry and also the Taiwan Affairs Office, this is aiming at separatists such as Lai Ching-te. Now, tell us, how will these and have these military drills really serve that purpose?
First of all, these military drills are very important in dealing with one recent situation. That is Mr. Lai Ching-te and the separate government's declaration that the 1.4 billion people in China's mainland are hostile forces. Meaning whatever Lai Ching-te and his clique have been doing is to be considered as a major change of the status quo in the relations across the Taiwan Strait. Now, I think China declares this is very serious, and China will take all the necessary means to deal with this major development in the direction of so-called achieving separatism for Taiwan. Now, I think these military drills have demonstrated very convincingly that China has all the military capabilities to target all these forces of separatism in Taiwan, around Taiwan, and also take very effective ways to prevent foreign intervention in the situation in Taiwan whenever it is necessary, and also preventing the fleeing of Taiwan by those separatists who should be held responsible for escalating the situation and changing the status quo in the bilateral relations across the Taiwan Strait. Now, I think this serves as a warning to Lai Ching-te and people around him, and also it serves as a very assuring and convincing a message to the 23 million people in Taiwan that the military activities, whenever they happen, are not targeted against the innocent people in Taiwan. They are very surgically targeted against Mr. Lai Ching-te and those separatists who want to change the status quo, who want to declare that the Chinese people, 1.4 billion of us on the Chinese mainland, are the so-called enemies of Taiwan. We are all the same people.
Okay.
And ever since the beginning of the 1980s, there is increasing amount of exchange of people, goods, services, etc. People-to-people exchanges are increasingly important. They want to stop that. They want to change the status quo. And the military exercises and the drills are targeting these separatists.
All right. We have noticed that since last year, there are two already quite large-scale military exercises, which is called Joint Sword 2024A, Joint Sword 2024B. Now, to you, Mr. Zhang, how has the latest one, the one that we are seeing today, different or similar to the previous two? Why a series of joint military exercises actually are necessary?
Well, I think we can see from the items of the subjects of the current drills are conducted by the Eastern Theater Command around the Taiwan Island that there are two major different points between the current drill with the previous drills, just as you mentioned last year. I think first is that there is no code name for the current drill around Taiwan. That means that the drills around the island conducted by the Eastern Theater Command has become routine. And this means that we have the ability to mobilize our forces at a moment's notice, and also we can give direct and sharp warning and deterrence against the separatist forces on the island. I think second is the time of preparation for the forces joining the drills have become much shorter. We can see from the video that the rocket force, conventional launchers, and also the Air Force fighters can move into combat position almost at a moment notice. So this means that the capabilities of the mobilization and also the time of their moving into the combat readiness has become shorter and shorter. And this also means the capabilities of the joint operations of the forces have been much more improved.
I see. Mr. Gao, one question, we have only 1.5 minutes left, if possible. You know, you mentioned earlier that this is likely to bring out the joint voices of those on the island who are for the unity and who are against the separatists. But many people wonder how, through a military drill around the Taiwan Islands. And meanwhile, how do you see the agenda from now until the year end across the Taiwan Straits?
Well, first of all, I think the 23 million compatriots in Taiwan, they do not want to have war. They do not consider the 1.4 billion people in China's mainland as enemies or as overseas hostile forces. they want to continue to enjoy the benefits of the people-to-people exchanges across the two sides of the Taiwan Strait. And now they are fully aware of the military capabilities that the PLA has, and the PLA is ready to pounce at any moment's notice if the separatists in Taiwan, including Mr. Lai Ching-te, dare to push the situation further, and especially beyond the point of no return. Now, on the other hand, I think it also serves as a stern warning to those foreign countries or foreign forces which probably still harbor the agenda that in case there is some situation happening across the two sides of the Taiwan Strait, they want to inject themselves in, try to intervene or interfere in the cross-strait relations. I think this drill has demonstrated fully and very convincingly that forget about that, because China has all the military capabilities to stop them from intervening in the Taiwan situation, either now or in case of more military activities if they are considered necessary going forward.
Okay, Victor Gao Zhikai and Zhang Junshe, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.